I caught my ex lying and it changed me forever. I was with this girl for 4 years in total. The first 3 years were great. Fun, love, and everything in between. Then, in the 3rd year, we hit a snag. She caught me liking another girl's post on Instagram. To her, that was breaking a boundary we'd set, though it was never a big deal to me. She said I disrespected her, and we broke up over it. Fine. We stayed apart for about a year. Eventually, we reconnected. We ran into each other where we first met, at university. Things felt familiar, so we decided to stay friends. But, you know how that goes. The attraction was still there, and we got back together for almost a year. At first, everything seemed fine. She got a job, and I was still studying to become a software engineer. We set the same boundaries as before, honesty about anything and everything. But one day, I went through her phone for an unrelated reason and stumbled across texts from her and a guy from work. He was her manager, and the texts were flirty, lovely emojis, playful back and forth. She hadn't told me about him, which pissed me off. When I confronted her, she tried brushing it off like it wasn't a big deal. She said she didn't mean to hide it. But to me, hiding it at all was the problem. I couldn't let it go. I told her to get out of my car, and we went home separately. For days, things were cold between us. We tried to work things out, but my trust in her was shot. I kept replaying everything in my head and developed trust issues. A few weeks later, I decided to do something to shake off the funk. I shaved my hair and thought, why not surprise her at work? She had this routine where she'd text me when she got off work, when she was in a cab, and when she got home. I followed the same system because, at the time, we were happy with it. But when I showed up to surprise her, I saw her leaving work with some guy. They were walking close, touching even. She hadn't mentioned him, of course. I called her and asked where she was. She said she was heading to the cabs. I asked if she was alone, and she lied again, saying yes. Here's where it gets worse. She went in the opposite direction of the cabs with the guy. I was already upset, but I called her again and asked where she was. She eventually said, "Oh, you're here in it," and she came over to where I was parked. She refused to talk in the car and started flipping things on me, saying I lied to her about being at home when I was really at her workplace. At that point, I wasn't angry, I just got disappointed when she compared me being at her workplace to her lying about going God knows where with that guy, and I told her to F*** off and left. She went to the cabs and headed home, and I did the same. That was the breaking point for me. I'm 24 now, and I've grown a lot since then. I have no idea what she's up to, and honestly, I couldn't care less. That experience drained me of emotion, but it also taught me something important. I don't need someone who disrespects me or lies to my face. Nowadays, I'm cold-hearted, but not in a bitter way. I just don't let anyone get close enough to mess with my peace. And for that, I'm glad.